Hey everybody, it's November 1. We are less than a week away from election, and I just wanted to go on Facebook and YouTube both. And let me just say, I am so glad I'm not a pastor anymore because I can just speak freely and not worry about who I'm going to offend in my congregation. So I just want to explain a little bit of background about myself, which when I get to the end of this should make sense to you why I feel compelled to go on social media and expose the lies and bring the truth to light. I was born and raised in a Democratic family. When I turned 18, my dad likes to say I threw away my vote. I voted for Ross Perot the first time I voted. Of course, he didn't win. No independent has won the presidency yet and probably never will. But I used to vote, carefully studying each candidate and trying to pick who I felt was best for this country. And so I was raised Democratic. I leaned more left for a lot of my life. And then something happened to the Democratic Party. And all you got to do is go back to 2012. In 2012, during the Democratic National Convention, they denied God not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 times they denied God. And we wonder why they're falling apart at the seams. We wonder why they are failing the American people. Look, I hope you will watch this to the end, no matter where you lean politically, because we are being lied to. We are being sold a bill of goods. We are being betrayed by our leaders. And to continue to vote for this party is to vote for people who are betraying us. Okay, so let me start with Trump. I wasn't a real big Trump fan in the beginning. I still wish he wouldn't say some things he says. All the way up to election day 2016, I didn't know who I was voting for. I was torn. And then I met someone at the polls, and we had something in common. We belonged to the same denomination church, United Methodist Church. She started talking to me about her church, and she opened my eyes, and I still wasn't sure about Trump, but after my conversation with her, I had peace in voting for him. So I was a closet Trump fan for 4 years, longer than 4 years, until just this past election cycle, honestly, because he does say things sometimes that just gives the left a weapon to use against him. And I wish he wouldn't do that. But let's see who the real Trump is, and not the lies that are told to us through the liberal media. We're told he's a racist. Back in the late 80s or early 90s, I can't remember exactly when it was. I know I was not even yet an adult, or I was a very young adult. I remember Jesse Jackson running for president. He endorsed Jesse Jackson. What a racist, right? We're told he's a misogynist. He's made some dumb jokes in the past about grabbing women by whatever. I don't even want to get into it. But this is before he ever once ran for president. Trump has a despicable past. You know it, I know it. But interestingly enough, when he was this despicable person living the wealthy lifestyle, everybody on the left and right love the guy, right? As soon as he decides, you know what, I'm going to run for president because I care about my country. I do believe he honestly does. Oh, and everyone who ever meets him says he's got a big heart. He's a caring person. So, look, let's just look at how the 4 years was with him. The economy was good. We all weathered the COVID storm together. My family was still doing okay financially. And then what happened? Biden comes into office. These last 4 years have been a complete disaster for this country. They are destroying this country. Their incompetence is destroying us, but I think it goes beyond incompetence. I think it's pure evil. I think when you read the Bible and you read about this one world government, the Democratic Party has betrayed we the people. They are part of the global elites now, who had said while COVID was going on that they were going to use COVID for the Great Reset, that by 2030, no one in the entire world would own anything and they'd be happy about it. Read it in your Bible, folks. It's those that are for a one world government, globalists, that we need to worry about, not someone who wants to defend the sovereignty of our country, of we the people. Okay, now let's go to a lie that the media perpetually, and Kamala herself and Waltz perpetually come back to, even though it's been debunked. Charlottesville. Trump very clearly said that there were good people on both sides of this protest, but he denounced any Nazis, any white supremacists, and to this day they try to say that he said white supremacists are good people, when he clearly did not. They just did that recently, but I'll get to that because I'm going in order. So that's a lie they like to keep perpetuating. Then fast forward to 2020. He held a peaceful protest almost 2 miles, I think it was, from the Capitol. He didn't tell them to go and breach the Capitol. It's very sad that the mob went crazy like that, and they did that. But go look it up on the liberal media. I saw something posted just this past week that says an armed group of people breached the Capitol. None of them had weapons. The only person that died was shot at by Capitol Police as she was breaching the Capitol. I feel for our congressmen and women on that day. That must have been terrifying. They never should have breached the Capitol. What they did was wrong. But what did Trump do? He said, go home. Don't do this. Go home. It may have taken a while to get that message out, but you're forgetting that the liberals were censoring him through Twitter. They closed down his Twitter account. So if he was unable to get that message out right away, maybe it's their fault. This has become the party of censorship. This has become the party of, it was the party of tolerance, but look where tolerance has gotten us. Now it's tolerance for anything but Christians. Kamala showed that she is anti-Israel when she refused to go to the speech when Netanyahu bothered to come all the way to the U.S. to speak. She boycotted him. She's shown her true colors there. So anyways, they still try to perpetuate that lie that somehow Trump is responsible for what the people who breached the Capitol did, when he clearly told them to go home. So now, then we enter into lawfare. They try to take him out through the courts, but it doesn't work. Let me just quickly say the latest lie that the liberal media is perpetuating, and it is despicable. I don't know how these people sleep at night, because I listened to the whole speech. Trump was speaking about the 15 million plus, because they say 15 million, other people say as much as 25 million illegal immigrants who have flooded our borders. This is not about immigration. This is about unlawfully entering this country. This is about Kamala standing by and letting this happen. This is about when they come here, they're giving thousands of dollars to help them out. I can't get help from my family of 4. These past 4 years, the Democratic Party is decimating the middle class. I went from, we were okay financially, we had everything we needed and some things we wanted, to we would run out of money a few days before payday. Now we run out of money a few days before payday and I'm having to ration gas. I'm having to figure out, where do I still need to go before I get paid again? And I'm not able to go everywhere I'm supposed to go. I've had to change some counseling sessions that were supposed to be in person to telehealth because I didn't have the money to get to my client's house. And I'm one of the fortunate ones, me and my family. We don't know how the heck we're going to provide Christmas for our boys, but we're one of the fortunate ones. We're on the verge of losing our house, but somehow we keep paying it while taxes rise and homeowners insurance rise and everything rises but my paycheck. But we're one of the lucky ones. So here's the latest despicable lie from the left, okay? You ready for it? Trump was speaking about these illegal immigrants, and as I heard somebody say, if out of that 15 to 25 million, only 1% are violent criminals, that is too many violent criminals running the streets of our country who hate us, who probably hate us or don't care for people in general. That is too many. 1% is too many. It's not saying they're all criminals. It's saying, well, they are all criminals because they're here illegally. It's saying that we should not allow unlawfulness to abide. So Trump was speaking to that and how the liberal media wants to deny it, but not only are they sacrificing the middle class by the way they've decimated this economy, not only is the world a much less stable place with wars popping up all over the place, but they deny that these immigrants have There are instances where they have raped and killed women. They want to deny this. Trump said in his speech, I will defend women. I will defend them. I will keep them safe, even if they don't want me to. You know how the liberal media ran with this? Oh, he said he's going to take care of women whether we want him to or not. And they connected it with abortion. He wasn't even talking about abortion. There's another lie. He has clearly told the Republican Party when Roe v. Wade was overturned, leave abortion alone. Leave it up to the states. He's not going to sign a federal ban on abortion. He has clearly said it is in the states' hands where it belongs. Leave it alone. Here's another lie they love to perpetuate. Project 2025. That is not Trump's plan for this nation. You can go to his website and read his plan. I think it's called Project 47 because it'll be 47th president. Anyhow, you can go on there and read his plan. I think you would be surprised, as I was, just how centrist it is. They have been lying to us for almost 4 years about Biden. Biden was declining when he ran for office back in 2020. He was declining then. They were lying to us then. Kamala continues to lie to us about Biden. She continues to lie to us. I don't understand why anyone would vote for someone who's lying to us, who has betrayed this country, who allowed open borders, who is decimating the middle class. I don't understand what is wrong with us. Why do we want to be lied to and betrayed? Okay, so it's not about the person. What, because she's pretty and she's got a nice smile, we're going to vote for her? And we don't like some of the things Trump says, so we're not going to vote for him? We need to look at the policies. Who is going to defend we the people? Who's really going to... And then this whole thing with he's a fascist and he's a dictator and he's a Nazi. He's the best friend Israel's ever had. Look up the definition of Nazi. I don't know how people are so ignorant in this country. God bless you all. I hope people will open their eyes, because 4 more years of this, because it will be the same and worse, I don't think our country's going to make it. 4 more years? What change is she going to bring? We can't even trust anything she says. She doesn't speak to policies. All she does is villainize Trump. 4 more years. I even read an article where somebody in the liberal media said if Trump wins, then that's proof that the liberal media has failed. Yeah, right by that statement you failed, because you played your hand. You revealed your hand that you're not for journalistic integrity. You're for propaganda. You are for villainizing Trump and uplifting the Democratic Party. You are biased. You are not speaking the truth. You just showed it by that statement. And as I heard a commentator say, liberal media's been failing for the past 8 years. Look at CNN's numbers compared to Fox's. They've been failing for a long time, just as the Democratic Party's coming apart at the seams. So I hope you all listen to us. There's so much at stake. Freedom, sovereignty, protecting our borders, staying out of wars if it doesn't benefit us. One favorite person of mine is Tulsi Gabbard. I relate to her a lot. She used to be a Democrat. In fact, she was vice chair in 2016 of the DNC, the Democratic National Convention. Then when she saw what was going on behind the scenes, when they lifted up Hillary, when Bernie Sanders clearly won, she had enough. And now she's a MAGA fan. What does that tell you? Consider, I listened to a video by Jonathan Cahn, but I didn't know if people would want to sit through this whole video. But he's so right. In one of her rallies, where she was speaking about abortion, and they lie there too. They lie there too, because I'm not pro-life, I'm not pro-choice, I'm in the middle. But they lie when they deny that across the U.S., this has been going on for a long time now. I knew about it way back before 2013. For a long time in the U.S. now, babies born alive of botched abortions have been allowed to suffer and die, or they've been killed. They've either died from lack of medical treatment and nutrition, or they've just been slaughtered. What does that have to do with a woman's right over her body? It has nothing to do with it. That's what. Once the baby's born alive of a botched abortion, it is pure evil not to allow that baby to live. Guess who voted against a bill that would allow a baby born alive of a botched abortion to receive medical treatment and have a chance at life? I'll tell you who. Kamala Harris for the U.S. and Walz for his state. That's who you're voting for. If you vote Democrat this year, you are voting for people who have blood on their hands. The blood of millions of innocent babies. The blood of the people who died in Afghanistan with that botched exit. The blood of the women who were raped and killed by illegal immigrants coming across this border. You are voting for corrupt murderers. That is what you're voting for. That is what you're voting for. You're not voting for true freedom. You're voting for freedom if you have a confused teenager that they can get a transgender operation. There's nothing as their parent that you can do about it. You're voting for that kind of freedom. That's how far tolerance has gotten us. It's become insanity. No child under the age of 18 should be allowed to have a sex change operation. They could regret it the rest of their lives. If they want to do that after they turn 18, that's their business. I won't even go, well, actually I will. I remember after I lost my job due to COVID, and I was working at Cracker Barrel as a waitress for a while, there was a guy in the kitchen who Medicaid was paying for his transgender change. And I couldn't even get Medicaid coverage for me. Couldn't get it all. This is the U.S. we're going to be voting for. So you can either vote for the Democratic Party, toe the party line, and continue to watch them to become more and more corrupt, or you can vote against them and send a clear message to the Democratic Party that they better reform or die, because they don't deserve to succeed any longer. They have betrayed the American people. I hope you will do what is right for our country and not just vote whatever party you've always voted for. It's time to stand up and tell them no more. Enough is enough. Mend your ways. Amend your ways, or we're not voting for you. Kick them out. They don't deserve to be in power anymore. Not until they start telling us the truth and making amends. Thanks for listening. And may God have mercy and bless America. Even though we don't deserve it, may He bless us with at least another 4 years of peace and prosperity. Amen.